Somehow, someway, Crown Jewel, yes, I actually said Crown Jewel, turned out to be a good WWE show. Yes, a show that took place in Saudi Arabia somehow managed to be a watchable and enjoyable WWE event. I don't know, man, the world must be ending, the simulation is glitched. But yo, my name is Lil Pump, Wrestling Gifts, and today we're going to be taking a look at what made Crown Jewel 2019 actually good. I can't believe I said that. What the fuck is this world coming to? I'm gonna be honest with you, I woke up today with every intention to watch a horrible WWE show. I was so curious to see how they mess it up now. How are they going to compete with last year's Crown Jewel? And also, how are they going to follow up the last Saudi show? Now, I know it was going to be hard to follow up Undertaker versus Goldberg, two 6-year-old men almost killing each other, but I'm like, yo, who knows? Maybe Hogan and Flair might get into a shoot fight or something. But I was wrong. We actually got an enjoyable WWE event. So let's get into it. Before we start, one thing I loved about this show was it didn't feel like too much. It didn't drag on for me. See, every other Saudi show for me has been a chore to watch, and I'm sure for you too. So many useless matches and the shows felt so long. Whereas this one, everything flowed well. Everything was watchable. It was digestible. It was an easy watch. So let's start off with Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez. What was this? See, on this show, you had two spectacle matches, right? You had Brock Lesnar versus Cain Velasquez, and you had Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman. Now, Cain Velasquez is the MMA fighter who's had a few wrestling matches. He has wrestling training. He can do a few Hurricane Ranas depending how his knees feel on that day. So you would assume that the match with the wrestling spots would be Cain Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar, whereas the match with the more fighting MMA/boxing style would be Tyson Fury versus Braun Strowman. That's not what happened. Because you know what, that makes too much sense. So Brock came out to an insane pop, like the Saudis love this man. And then Cain came out to music that sounds like it was produced by TNA in 2010. And oh my god, he was oilier than prime Randy Orton. Do you know how much oil you have to have on your body to be oilier than a prime Randy Orton? So Brock and Cain went 3 minutes and Brock Lesnar made him tap out. They basically tried to recreate an MMA fight, and in my opinion, it's just, like, it's okay, it's not the worst thing, but I just don't understand. As someone on Reddit said, why does the WWE think I want to watch an MMA fight? Which I do, I love MMA, I can't wait to see Diaz clap Masvidal, but why would I want to see a scripted MMA type fight in the WWE? Honestly, in my opinion, the best thing they could have done was just go crazy for like 5 to 6 minutes. Just basically recreate Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Just let them kill each other for 5 minutes, and if you want Brock to get the win, let him get the win. But this was just kind of, it was underwhelming, but I don't know what we expected either. It was just weird situation all around. So Rey Mysterio came out with a chair and started just clapping Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar actually took a chair shot to the head. I'm really hoping that this leads to Brock Lesnar versus Rey Mysterio. Those two will tear that house down. They had a match back in 2003 which was like 10 minutes long, and it was amazing. Now I know Lesnar is not the same Lesnar, Rey is much older, but Rey can still go. Brock Lesnar works so well with smaller wrestlers. And Rey Mysterio, man, he's probably the greatest small wrestler of all time. I have no doubt if you give these guys 10 minutes, they will go out there and tear that house down. So let's talk about Fury versus Braun Strowman quickly. It was a giant non-wrestler versus a giant wrestler. It was what we expected, but for a man that's 6'8", yo, Tyson has wrestling skills, man. Tyson got the count out and Braun got the last laugh. It's all good, but you know, like, it was what we expected. It wasn't going to be anything special. It wasn't going to be anything amazing. What was funny though, at one point Tyson Fury did the Undertaker kip up, and Corey Graves was like, oh man, you're a special athlete, but you're no Undertaker. Corey, you would be surprised. Go watch his fight with Wilder, and oh my god, I thought this man was dead, and with like 2 seconds left, he got up like the Undertaker, came back, and he kept on fighting. Tyson Fury is an animal. Mansoor versus Cesaro. Ladies and gentlemen, this match was awesome. Cesaro is a legit modern day Bret Hart, as in if the WWE wants a guaranteed good match and to put someone over, just put them against Cesaro and let Cesaro just go off. Cesaro put in work, but so did Mansoor, man. When Mansoor came out, people were legit crying. They were like worshipping him. He was like a god there. And it makes sense because, you know, it's his home country. But man, I've never seen anything like this. He was legit being worshipped there. Honestly, somebody probably fainted in there too when they saw him. But yeah, man, the match was really good. Go back and watch this if you skipped the show. The crowd was hanging on every near fall, and the best part is, Mansoor is actually good. He can actually wrestle. It's not like they just threw a random Saudi guy in there just to have a match to get the Saudi pop, but they put in someone who can actually wrestle. And Cesaro, man, he's Cesaro. He can have a good match with anyone, and this was no different. I just hope that Mansoor is used for more than just Saudi shows. He has a lot of potential. But yo, it was a great wrestling match. The crowd was hot. What more could you ask for? Definitely go back and watch this match. Nattie versus Lacey Evans. Now I'm going to give my thoughts on this quick and short because I don't want to get political. I don't support the Saudi regime. I don't support the WWE doing shows in Saudi Arabia. But at the end of the day, man, this was a cool moment. The first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia. It was history. See, for us, it's whatever. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we'll never know how much this meant for a young girl in the crowd that night. We'll never understand. And just look how much it meant for Nattie and Lacey. It was a great moment and the crowd was into it and the match was a solid match. However, fuck that person who threw a water bottle at Nattie. Team Hogan versus Team Flair. Y'all have no idea how bad I wanted to see Team Flair win this. No idea how bad I wanted to see Randy Orton just go in there and just RKO everybody and somehow get the win for Team Flair. But I knew it wasn't gonna happen. Cause honestly, Hulk Hogan always goes over brother, and Roman Reigns is not losing in Saudi Arabia. The match though, even though it was predictable, I still enjoyed it, and what helped was the crowd was really invested in it. They were wilding for the whole match. It's hard to not enjoy a match when the crowd is going crazy. Even if you know it's a meaningless match and you know who's going to win, if the crowd is going crazy, it's hard to not get invested into it. They had some really cool spots in this match. Mustafa got hit with a claymore and I thought he died. Mustafa legit got RKO'd on purpose because he knew his counter was going to be incredible. Towards the end, Randy hit Roman with the RKO and I swear to God, this was one of the closest pinfalls I've seen in my life. For a split second, I'm like, yo, they did it. Randy somehow won for a split second. And then Roman kicked out at 2.9. It was pretty epic, not gonna lie. Eventually though, towards the end, Roman Reigns got his PS2 controller and put in the San Andreas cheat codes. He got infinite health, infinite ammo and everything and just went God mode and just destroyed everyone in the ring. Team Hogan won. Now, listen, it was obvious. They're the faces, they're gonna win. But it would have been, would have been cool to see Flair get a little W. So the main event, The Fiend versus Seth Rollins. Before this match, I actually tweeted out, there is no way that The Fiend is winning this, right? Question mark. And oh my God, I've never been more happy to be wrong in my life. See, for me, there were a few reasons why I thought there was no title change gonna happen. One, the show took place in Saudi Arabia. When has anything meaningful happened at a WWE show in Saudi Arabia? Second, the most common thing that everybody knew, The Fiend is on SmackDown, Seth Rollins is on Raw. SmackDown already has a champion with Brock Lesnar. How are they gonna have two champions and Raw's not gonna have a belt? So there was no way. We all thought maybe an interference will happen or something will happen, but nope, The Fiend actually won the match. I can't believe they pulled the trigger. I mean, it sucks that it took all the backlash from Hell in a Cell to get here, but yo, at least we got here. Okay, so the match wasn't the best. Yo, can we please, I'm begging you WWE, please no more red light for The Fiend. My eyesight is bad enough and I can barely see what's going on anyway, and then you add this dark red light, I definitely can't see what's going on. I think it really takes away from the matches. It was cool for the Hell in a Cell or whatever, but come on, please no more red light. I don't know what kind of Sin Cara effect they're trying to do, but did they forget what happened to Sin Cara? The Fiend barely got any offense and Seth did everything he possibly could do, and The Fiend no-sold it all and still beat Seth Rollins and walked out perfectly fine. The Fiend no-sold an explosion. What a legend. I can't even complain. He's supposed to be a monster. This is how you make a monster. And before people start complaining, oh my God, why is he booked like this? Why this? Calm down, take it easy, just watch the show, relax. It's not that deep. Please stop complaining for 2 minutes. I'm just so excited for this, man. I can't wait for the Universal title to show up on the new and improved Firefly Funhouse with its own voice, just saying random catchphrases. I'm hoping that Bray Wyatt puts the googly eyes on the championship now, because yo, listen, if you want to add some prestige to a belt, throw some googly eyes on that bitch. So now the question is, how are they going to handle this situation? SmackDown has 2 champions, Raw has none. Bray Wyatt is a SmackDown superstar with the Raw Championship. People are saying that maybe they're going to use the Alexa Bliss and Cross situation where they were traded for future considerations. Now, even though originally they were traded for future draft considerations, since it's wrestling, they're probably just going to change that up and make that a trade. Honestly though, regardless, I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see how this goes. Wait, do you guys smell that? Yes, you smell that smelly smell?
Do you smell it? That smell. The kind of smelly smell.
Please, I'm begging you, do not bring back the wildcard rule. I know Fox doesn't want it, so it's probably not going to come back, but Vince, if you're watching this, which I'm sure you are, if there's even a little bit of thought of bringing back the wildcard rule, I'm begging you, please don't do that. The chase is done and he's the champion now, so it's like, what now? But honestly, I'm intrigued. WWE can easily mess this up, and they probably will, but there is a little tiny bit of hope in me that somehow they can hit this out of the park. It's intriguing because the Fiend is so different than any other character we've had in so long. The situation is so much different than any situation we've had in so long. So it's like they can do this in so many different ways, and I just hope they succeed and they make a fire storyline. Now my question to you is, leave a comment on how you would fantasy book this. I'm actually curious to see, like, how would you guys handle this? But all I know, man, the Fiend is champion, Brock Lesnar is champion, Adam Cole is champion, Survivor Series is coming up, and for the first time, NXT is participating. Yo, if we get the Fiend versus Lesnar versus Adam Cole, I'm all in. Oh my god, it's going to be awesome. The only issue is though, rest in peace to Adam Cole, because he's gonna get absolutely destroyed in that match. But nonetheless, that will be so exciting and so different. It's literally like the most random match you can think of. Like, imagine telling someone a year ago, hey, Bray Wyatt in a mask versus Lesnar versus Adam Cole, Survivor Series main event. I would be so confused. So is this the best show ever or something? No, far from it. But honestly, the fact that this was a sequel to Crown Jewel from last year, and the fact that we actually got an enjoyable Saudi Arabia WWE show, I'm all in, man. Wow. I don't know what we did to deserve this, but we've been blessed. Anyway, man, thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more content coming soon. And also, to all my No Nut November soldiers, stay strong, comrades. We're all in this together. Have a good night, have a good morning. Whenever you're watching this, like, comment, subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I'm out of here. Thank you for watching.